Well, good evening to everyone. Good evening, guys.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Now the sounds are coming out. It's a good sound because in sales, that is the mantra. A sound has to come. Anyways, guys, can you see a picture over here?
Yes.
Can you see what's happening over there? It's a picture which is depicting something between two persons. Can everyone say? Well, let me not take much time in about guessing. I myself will say that this picture depicts that some conversation is going on between them, and the conversation is not just a mere conversation; it's a sales which is going on between them. So we need to understand what actually the sales is. Sales is nothing but a transaction between two parties that involves the exchange of tangible or intangible goods, services, or assets for money. I repeat, it is a transaction between two parties that involves the exchange of tangible or intangible goods, services, or assets for money. How this sales process occurs? The sales does not occur just like that. It has to make a sort of processing things. First, it undergoes prospecting. Prospecting is nothing but identifying. Next, it's the preparation. The third is the approach, then the presentation, then handling objections, the closing and follow-up. And this is a continuous cycle. It's called repeat sales, and reference happens here. Once you prospect, you need to prepare what the sale you're going to give to the buyers. You need to approach them with a proper presentation. Yes, by mere present, friends, as you know that everybody's brain has two different processing centers, that is emotional and rational. These are the only two things which you have to see with the man. Emotional. People are very much emotional. That especially human beings are emotional. Rational are animals. Of course, the human beings are also rational, but man is more emotional than the rational things occur over here. Next. You know that selling are profound, and it all starts with building rapport. You know that selling cannot be just sell like that. It is very profound, and it starts with building the relationship with the customers. Once you know the idea of how to build the rapport with the customer, then you see selling happens like this. Next. So how to build rapport? That is the main question comes in the sales. How to build rapport? Next. Can anyone read about this one?
It is empathy, authenticity, similarity, and experience.
Well, as the name itself says, the empathy, we should have the empathizing the characteristic, the attitude of by the salesperson. Because in the world, any word which is dangerous in the word is the salesperson. Because nobody likes sales. Because if these four attitudes are not built in, then sales will not happen. Thereby, if the salesperson having this empathy, authenticity, similarity, then the shared experience, then you see how the sales marketing occurs in the market. You know that sales occurs in a two process. One is the tangible products, the other is the intangible products. You know that tangible can have a feeling with the this one, that is physical touch, whereas intangible it cannot have a touch. It's all based only on the papers or something like that. So I want to take example of the intangible, that is the life insurance, where you can see how the insurance work into the market. Next slide, please. I speak about the intangible product that is life insurance, I want to describe what is empathy is all about. It is the ability to understand and share another's feelings. Authenticity, be genuine. Similarity, because you know that people like people them. Shared experience, that is interaction with the people in the business process. Without interaction in the market with the people, nothing can happen. Nothing can happen in the selling process. And next slide, please. Next. Next slide, please. I was speaking about the life insurance. What actually life insurance is? A life policy is just a time yellowed piece of paper with columns of figures and legal phrases until it is baptized with a widow's tears. Then it is the modern miracle and Aladdin's lamp. It is food, clothing, shelter, education, peace of mind, comfort, undying love and affection. It is the sincerest love letter ever written. It quietens the hungry crying of a baby at night. It eases the aging heart of the bereaved widow. It is a comforting whisper in the dark, silent hours of the night. It is a new hope, fresh courage, and strength for the mother to pick up the broken threads of life and carry on. It is a college education for son and daughter, the chance for a career instead of a need for a job. It is comforting presence, a helping hand, a softly breathed word of comfort and cheer when needed most. It is the undying, unfailing love and affection. It is the fruition of a father's hope and plans for his family future. Through life insurance, it lives on. There is no death. Life insurance is a plan that exalts life and defeats death. It is the premium that we pay for the privilege of living after death. Friends, you see that it is not the words which is written by me. It is written by J. Letterman in the year 1929, almost 1.5 years, 150 years ago. It was a long-time life insurance agent in New York. He enclosed the note above when he delivered a life insurance policy to a client. That's what I was saying all about empathy. How do you build a rapport with the people? Next slide, please. Next slide. As I was saying something about the selling process, there are different techniques over there. One of the techniques which I'm going to put forward to you is that spin technique. What is spin technique? There are 4 questions over here. Is the situation questions, problem questions, implication questions, need payoff questions. So what all these situation questions? As I said, in a buyer and in a buying or a selling process, the customer speaks more. Where the question arises. Before selling anything, you need to question. Thereby, the seller uses this technique that is called situation questions. Why? To establish a context leading to problem questions so that the buyer reveals implied needs of him, which are developed by implication questions, through which make the buyer feel the problem more clearly and accurately, leading to need payoff questions so that the buyer states explicit needs, allowing to state the benefits which are strongly related sales success. This technique is commonly called spin, and this was given by Neil Rackman, which is commonly this technique is commonly called spin, which is more used in the marketing process. Why the situation questions should ask? because directly you cannot sell any product. And more of it, which I'm speaking, is about the life insurance, intangible products. You need to ask questions. When you ask more questions, the problematic questions arises. Do you know why? Because of dissatisfaction occurs over there. They would have felt something bad of the market or the salesperson, where they would have left out the most requirable product. When the problem questions comes out, now the salesperson is on his job. Why? Because the buyer reveals all the implied needs of him, basically, which are developed by us to implicate these questions, so that the buyer feels that the problem more clearly and accurately, leading to pay off the questions. And the buyer states that clearly the outcome of the buyer the needs, which is allowing the seller to state the benefits, which is strongly related to sales success. That is what I was saying, where you can get entangled with the customers, building rapport. I said human has a two brains, two different sort of the thinking capacities, emotional and rational. You know that insurance is always on emotional marketing concepts. Without building the rapport with the customers, you cannot sell product, because unlike with any other products, any other marketing products, for example, if you take a mobile, we place the mobile before him, we ask him to feel with it. That is physical feel, where he can say, also he can describe the structure of the product. But whereas the insurance is not like that, it's emotional marketing. Thereby, you should also have the feeling of these emotions. The emotion has to be recorded. How? Be in his shoes. Thereby, you become the member of him, of his family. That's why the spin is explicitly a selling technique which is used rapidly in the market. Spin is again, it spins out, it moves out, rotating. That's how the salesperson gets whatever he wants. That is the benefits of the salesperson also, which is leading to the success. Next question, next slide, please. You know that, as I said earlier, during a successful sales cycle, it is the buyer who does most of the talking. We should allow the buyer to talk. When the buyer is talking more and more, then you get a gap of a chance to put your products inside him, so that he takes from you, feels that you are the right person. Next. The app goes like this: failures and rejection may happen, but with self-confidence, we can push and turn the table around. Friends, this is a statement which is prepared, given by me. Thank you one and all. And any questions pertaining to this the insurance, you can please come out with questions.